Howdy, friends. It's Miles here. It's Bob to my left.
Hello.
It's a game with no halves. Welcome along to the madness. How you doing, Bob?
Well, I'm okay.
Yeah.
How are you, Miles?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't know whether the listeners can tell, but I'm losing my voice a little bit. I've been pushing it too hard
You've
recently.
been working very hard.
Well, that and also not. I've been in Greece for 4 or 5 days. Which was lovely. I went there for my...
Where were you, Kos?
Kos, yeah, that's right.
Yes, yeah.
It was too hot, though, for a ginger British guy. There's like 38 some days. It was just not...
Miles is uncomfortable with anything over about 19 degrees.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. A nice cold sunny day is my ideal day.
Yeah, a bit of breeze.
It was very, very hot though in Kos, but lovely.
Yeah.
Had a great time. So I was there, so I had a bit of a holiday, which was nice, but then I've been working. I've been at the Open in Scotland for the golf.
Yep.
Yesterday, as of recording this, I was at Brands Hatch because I did some stuff at the British Superbike Championships.
Right.
Which is very fun. I was working for Honda, seeing all the motorbikes go around the circuit. It was actually really good vibes, I thought.
Was Susie Perry there?
I don't know. I think she's more like cars, isn't she, rather than...
No, she's motorbikes as well, yeah.
Not that I was aware of, no.
Oh, okay.
But really fun day, yeah. So
I'd love to get her on this, actually.
Okay. Yeah, well, we've got some guests coming up, and actually we've got guest spots after today.
Yeah.
I'm heading up to the Hot Waters Green Room podcast in Liverpool, Bob.
Okay.
The guest on there, so that'll be out soon, which is great. And very exciting. They're hilarious, those guys.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. But yeah, so how have you been? What have you been up to?
Brandy Carlisle.
Okay.
Well, actually, I had a day at Radio 2 on Thursday.
Yeah.
Which was really amazing because I got to Radio 2 about 5:30 to do 3 interviews back to back.
Wow.
First one with Brandy Carlisle.
Yeah. Explain who she is to anybody who might know.
Brandy is one of the great Americana artists, but she's not just that. She's won
a lot of Grammys, hasn't she, in the last few years?
She's won multi-Grammys.
Yeah.
She's put out a series of absolutely sensational albums, but she's also been the force behind the return to recording of Tanya Tucker. She made a beautiful record with country star Tanya Tucker, who was a child star in the 70s and is now in her 60s, has seen life, Miles.
As have you.
Yes. But mostly, most of all, among many others, but Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
She encouraged Joni back on stage and they're working together now. Plus, she works regularly with Elton John. She and Elton are really good friends.
Okay, nice.
So Brandy was in first, and then reaction on the show, and then Brandy posted on Instagram, and Elton's joined in the conversation. So suddenly my followers had a massive, great surge over the last couple of days. Yeah. Then it was Drake Milligan, who's been touring here to sell out crowds, and then it was Casey Musgraves.
Casey,
I know, I love Casey
favourite
so
artist.
much.
Also a Grammy winner. She won the best album of the year, didn't she? A few years ago?
Well, she did her first ever session on my country show in 2013 when Same Trailer,
11
Different
years.
Park, 11 years ago.
Wow.
And we've literally stayed in touch ever since. We text regularly, and it was just lovely. I'm also the voice on her answer machine.
Yeah, you are.
So she asked me to. That message has been running for a few years, so she's asked me to do a new one.
You still are.
I still am, yes.
Yeah, that's great news.
Yeah.
One of Casey's songs was one of my wife's first answers as well. Love is a wild thing.
Love is a wild thing.
Yeah. For those of you watching, and possibly listening, by the way, we might sound and look slightly different today because we're not using the regular microphones.
No, we're high tech. We've gone high tech.
We've gone wireless for this week, so we're trialing it out to see if it works and if it sounds okay. So if it does, let us know. And if it doesn't, also let us know. We'll go back to regular short.
If it doesn't, you won't be hearing a word of this.
No. So,
yes.
When we left off, obviously we said when we were here last time that we were recording before we were off on various travels. I also went to Greece.
That's
you
right.
were doing various things yourself.
Yes.
So it's been a couple of weeks since we've been together, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Hopefully I'm looking a bit browner.
Yes, you are.
Am I? Well, a bit more. I actually didn't get sunburned the whole time. I was very, very pleased with myself.
The funny thing is, Mars's father-in-law, Andrew.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Who was there? Because it was like my wife's family. It was her cousin's wedding, so it was all my wife's family. In Greece. It was
Yeah, but he doesn't believe in in heat, does he?
Not really, no.
He doesn't really believe in foreign climes.
I don't think he really believes in shorts either, or T-shirts.
And it was so funny, because all the photographs that I saw, because obviously Miles is sending back photographs and everything, and they're all on the beach, they're sort of by the pool.
Yeah,
and
shirts off, like
shirts
shorts.
Off, and there's Andrew sitting there with his collar up, shirt, long trousers.
Yeah, I know. Although I spotted a rare sight of Andrew in the swimming pool.
Did you?
Yes, he came up because we had a swim up room in this hotel. It was great, so we could
swim up room.
Oh, it was heaven.
Don't.
Swim up room with a bar just over there. So you just wander over there, grab yourself a rum and coke, and bring it back to the pool. It was great. Anyway, yeah, the lesser spotted Andrew Snell without a shirt and in swimming shorts. But no, it was a great time. Yeah, cause I would recommend it. But I think even for their standards, they're going through a heat wave right now, because on the weather apps it was saying it was like uncharacteristically hot. There's been like wildfires and stuff there recently.
Yeah.
It's pretty unbearable.
And the other thing is, Miles, you know, we Miles and I were hovering as to whether to sort of explain this or not, but a couple of years ago, I was in the middle of one of my games here, and I was playing Man City. This is before Erling Haaland got transferred from North London to Man City.
Okay.
And I got a through pass from the hall into the kitchen, where Erling Haaland picked up the ball.
Yeah.
And you know how hard he hits the ball when he kicks it, when he scores. I mean, there's very few people, I think, who hit it with more velocity than he does. So I came into the kitchen and went to kick. In fact, I did kick, but my standing leg gave way underneath me.
Oh, no.
And I came crashing down on the floor in the kitchen. It was absolutely dramatic. And I knew at the time that I'd done something serious to myself, but I didn't really know what. I didn't move for about 5 or 10 minutes, just sort of thinking, oh my God. Anyway, to cut a long story short, as you know, I'm still getting treatment for my prostate cancer. This has been running for 15 years or so now. So I go into the clinic every month, and about every 2 or 3 months, I have a CT scan or an MRI as a matter of routine to check how my cancer is doing. And I went in to see my oncologist following one of these scans. And he said, before we actually talk about it, he said, there's no problem with because my cancer is in complete remission. But he said, did you know you've got a fracture at the bottom of your spine? And I said, no, I didn't know this. And then I told him about the fall in the kitchen when I was Erling Haaland.
Is that how you explained it to him as well?
Yeah, I was Erling Haaland.
Did you say this to him?
Yeah, I did. I did, yes.
Your poor doctor was probably like, I think it's unwise that you imagine yourself as Erling Haaland any more than Bob.
No.
Was Erling Haaland out with a horrendous season-ending injury after that then? Or
Yes,
what?
he was.
I'm sure he was.
He was
Fractured
absolutely.
spine.
Well, actually, so was I. So,
oh, God.
Yeah. So everything was fine. I sort of recovered. But over the last few weeks, I've been getting, now, Clint Eastwood, right? Clint Eastwood is just about to make another movie. He's 91 years old.
Mad, yeah.
And when they asked him, how come he is still doing all this stuff and being so active at 91 years old? Because he doesn't look it either. He says, I've got one simple thing that I do. He said, I don't let the old guy in. And I think to myself, that's great. And almost obsessively, I have not let the old guy in. Yeah. Mars knows this. I mean, I'm so much one for mobility. I walk, I keep myself going. I feel sort of strong and proud that I'm the way that I am up until probably about 3 weeks ago. And I began to get this absolutely horrendous pain in my back. So I've had a recent MRI scan, and when you get, it's 1 to 5, the lumbar things in your back. This, I'm afraid that this fall has damaged my back in a way that none of us predicted at the time. And some of my lumbar, whatever they're called, have fused together. And therefore, even I could see it on the x-ray, and I'm no expert, but it's meant that it's pushing all my nerves, the nerves together. And now, Miles,
it's not good, is it?
It's pain in my legs. And I'm thinking, all these years, I've not let the old guy in, and suddenly, boom, there he is. But I think it would have been something to happen to anyone with that sort of fall. I don't think it's age.
Not letting the old guy in by being a 10-year-old, inventing your own football team, and eventually it's that's damaged you.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm going up to...
cruel irony, isn't it?
It's a cruel... it is a cruel irony. So I'm going up to Countdown today.
Yeah.
And then but unfortunately, I can't get any treatment on this until midway through August. So I'm currently living with pain. And I'm going up to Countdown today, and I'm practicing how to walk without showing that I'm hurting so much.
Yeah. You can do it, Bob. I believe in you. It's a short walk across the studio floor, isn't it, to the seat?
Yes, it is. Well, Mars came up. You came up with me last time,
Well,
didn't
I'm trying to remember what was going on. Yeah, but I was definitely there. It was really good fun, actually. And ironically, we're kind of going up north the same time today because I'm up to Liverpool.
You're going to Liverpool.
Podcast.
I know where you're there because we'd done a gig the night before, Songs the Beatles gave away.
Yes.
So you were tour managing with me at that moment, and then so we all went in together.
Crazy times. Yeah. I know, life, eh?
Yeah. So last time we were here was before the final.
The Euro final?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. It depends how much you want to dwell on it, really. I was in Greece for it. It was...
Did you?
I had a nightmare. It was so annoying. There was the perfect scenario because in the hotel, there was this really, really cute amphitheatre that they'd made. Beautiful outside with a projector and like a full-on sound system. And they were showing the game there. So I was like, this is going to be great.
Yes.
Watching the amphitheatre. And we sat down and they were clearly illegally streaming the game.
Right.
On a very bad internet connection.
Right.
And every 2 minutes the game would freeze, and it was happening during the game, and like there'd be a moment where it looked like something's happening and it would freeze and then it would skip to like 30 seconds later and you'd miss the action. I was like, I can't watch it like this.
Yeah.
So I then went to try and get my laptop because I've got a VPN, so I could have logged into my VPN and streamed it via the iPlayer.
Yes.
And I tried it in the hotel room and I was like, and it was working, it was great. So I brought my laptop over, but the Wi-Fi at the hotel clearly just didn't stretch. It was like a little kind of room with the projector was and everything.
Okay.
And the Wi-Fi clearly just didn't get there well. So I was trying to stream it and it was doing the same thing and it was like cutting out loads. So I thought, fuck this, I'm going to take it back. And I thought, well, if I can't watch in the amphitheatre, I'll put my laptop on the table outside.
Sort of by the pool.
No, in the pool was the idea.
In the pool.
Yeah, laptop on the side, me in the pool with a cocktail. I was like, this is great. And I was doing that, and there must have been a problem with the internet because it kept happening. And the only place that I could get a good internet was in our hotel room. I was like, I don't want to watch the Euro final in bed, but that was that was what it transpired to be. And then I tried to get it connected up to the TV because I had an HDMI lead, and that wasn't working. So I literally, in the end, I sat there with my laptop on my lap in bed watching the Euro final. And then I also realised I'd left my laptop charger in the amphitheatre and went back to find it the next day, and it wasn't there. And one of the tech guys had taken it, so they had to bring it back, and it was all just a nightmare. It all went completely to
something
pot.
so simple.
And anyway, in the end, we lost. So actually, I wasn't too disappointed because being that despairing at us losing, I just went straight to bed. Rather than having to put a brave face on.
Because how many you an hour ahead down there? Were you 2 hours? Wow.
Yeah, so it's quite late.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, alas, it was the bliss for a little bit. I don't know why the internet was doing weird things, but I was there in the pool with a rum and coke watching the game, and I was like, I can deal with this. This is great. But they kept cutting out, and so I had to go back to the room anyway.
Well, gosh,
disappointing. It's sad, and it's sad to see Southgate end his tenure without a trophy, because I do think he deserved one.
Yeah.
When you look at the previous record of England, and then the 4 tournaments he's taken care of, I do think he deserved to win one. But
also there's an element, isn't there, if you don't know what you've got until you lose it. The one thing that I love about his legacy, if you like, is the fact that this England team have regained respect.
Yeah, I think so.
For their footballing, but also as being great guys. There's clearly a fantastic bond and camaraderie that exists between them all, isn't there?
Yeah.
You can see that at the end of every match, the way that he was going round, everybody was giving him a massive hug, and there was a great feeling within the camp. And when you think what he inherited when he picked up the job after that horrendous moment with
Iceland.
Big Sam. Iceland and then Big Sam.
Yeah, what was it that happened with him exactly? Because he took the job, and then didn't he get was it a bribe or some sort of bet, or he took something? It was something to do with money, wasn't it?
Yes,
and
it was.
You can't do that, mate.
No, you can't.
Big Sam.
And Big Sam. And did you see the interview with him about 3 or 4 months ago where he said, I'm better than Pep Guardiola?
No, I didn't see that.
He said, Pep Guardiola, I am the best coach. He's, basically, he says what I say, and that Pep Guardiola has learned everything he knows from me.
So you're basically Big Sam.
No, I wouldn't even want to claim that at all.
Oh God,
he's one big redeeming thing is that he's
Alex Ferguson
friends with Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
And actually, if Sir Alex likes him, then he's got to have something about him.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Alex Ferguson, Bob, so the last episode, back to the important stuff, back to North London here.
Yeah.
Last episode was 2012 to 13.
Yes.
And it was Alex Ferguson's last year in charge of United in real life.
Yes.
And you somewhat
I sort of conceded the
reality because you were down to win the league on the last game of the season.
Yes.
Because in real life, United drew 5-5 with West Brom.
That's right.
But in your world, you were very magnanimous, and you thought you can't let Alex Ferguson's last year not end in a title. So North London lost out to Manchester United in the Premier League last season.
Yeah, but with renewed determination,
you won the Champions League, right? I think
I won the Champions League. Yeah, but we now go again, and this season
and no Fergie.
So, no Fergie. David Moyes has taken over at Old Trafford, isn't he? So
so with that in mind,
so we are going to go for it.
Yes. So. With that in mind, transfers.
Oh, okay.
Summer transfers.
Yep.
It's actually quite a quiet transfer window, this one, for you, compared to last few seasons. You had 94.4 million in the budget, an extra 50 mil for winning the Champions League.
Right.
So that leaves you with 145 million-ish. So, out the door, first of all.
Out the door.
Diego Forlan, who signed on loan last season, has returned back to Atletico Villarreal, wherever it was at this point. Pato's gone, Bob.
Yeah.
For 16.6 million.
Okay.
And also Christian Eriksen.
Yes.
Who you signed as an 18-year-old, so he's probably about 20 now, and you've let him go for 18.3. Is that because in real life he would have joined Spurs at that point?
I think
Possibly.
he would have, yes.
So
because I can't have a player that's already now in another
in a Premier League
team. Yeah.
So, Bob, that means you've only made 2 transfers in this summer. 2 pretty big ones, though.
Yeah.
31.6 million. Marco Reus is coming in.
Okay.
And also...
I thought he was really good at that time.
Yeah, he's been good his whole career, I think, Royce. Yeah. And also for 51.2 million, Radamel Falcao has come in.
Right.
Falcao.
Okay.
So you've bolstered the attack. And actually, I think at this point, you've got the squad there. How old is he at this point
He's
in
27.
time? 27, right in the prime of
So
his
he
life.
must have been somewhere, he must have been transferred.
Was it Atletico, maybe? Because
Possibly.
he went there.
Yeah. And I would have stepped in and grabbed him in that process, in the transfer.
Yeah, possibly. Let's have a look. Because
2013-14.
Yeah, so he's actually he's transferred to Monaco in real life at this point. So he was at Atletico, where, by the way, he scored 52 goals in 68 games.
Yeah,
what a return.
He was very, very hot at that
Brilliant.
time.
And then went to Monaco.
Yeah.
So you've stepped in ahead of Monaco, and
and he wasn't an absolute first team choice all the way through the season.
Okay.
I bought
you've got Benzema, haven't you? Who's been
as a very high quality
and Santo Club, of course.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
All right. So that leads us into pre-season, Bob. The Mediterranean Cup, of course.
Shall we just have a quick skim through the squad?
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Because you're in goal. As
I'm now
always.
34 in this.
You're 34 years old,
which is older than I am in real life now. But there we go.
and Dougie Booker is 34 as well.
He's also
David Bennett is 31. This is the class of 20, whatever, all growing old together.
Yeah.
Freddie Haynes is only 27 though, so he's come into the
prime
peak
of his career,
now. And he in centre defence is partnered with Diego Godin, who I just saw. He was a rock in the centre of the defence. Perquis, how do you pronounce that? Is that
Perquis, I guess,
Perquis.
She's sort of a backup option, isn't he, really?
I've got Mesut Ozil, who's 24. Santo Club, 28. Karim Benzema is only 26.
26,
so absolutely at the peak.
Yeah.
Marco Reus has come in. He's 25 years old.
Neymar
22.
Wow.
Mark Barnard is 30.
The backup goalie to me.
Yeah. Schneider is 29. Dylan's 32.
Yeah.
Schweinsteiger is 29. Yeah. Mats Hummel's only 24.
And you played Mats Hummels as a defensive midfielder, really?
Yes, I did. Sometimes in one of the two just in front of the back four.
Yeah.
Falcao.
Yeah.
Rossi.
Giuseppe Rossi.
Older. Ben Barnard, who was 23.
Another school friend.
Yeah. Jake Webber, 23.
Yeah.
Nathan Redmond is only 20.
Right.
this mysterious Miles.
Yeah, I know.
We don't know who this
By
is.
clone, who somehow,
I think it was Sir Clone.
He only ever plays one game a season.
One before.
23 now. I think what it was is you didn't have enough players one time. Maybe all your goalies were injured, and you just decided,
made him up.
There's a random academy graduate.
Astor, that would be Simon Astor.
Yeah.
And Ben Granville.
Two of my oldest mates.
Yeah.
Both of them are dads now.
These are from the academy.
Yeah, so Cameron's been in there for a few years though.
Yes,
so,
well, he's 20 though.
Yeah, but he's been in this part of the squad for the last couple of seasons as well. Maybe he's just standing on quite.
Chapman, who's that?
No idea.
Don't know.
Watson,
who's that?
Don't know. Idea. And Green.
No, I know Green.
Is that John or Green? Is that Dylan's friend?
Well, actually, it might be, come to think of it. But I think here, it's more that this Green is the son of David Green, who is one of the solid rock early defenders, central defenders.
Okay.
So I think that's his son.
Right. Well, we'll find out when it's either John or Green or somebody else.
Yeah. No, I think Johnny comes later.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So pre-season, Bob, with that squad, you're going into the classic, the Mediterranean Cup. You've got Sporting, Valencia and Monaco, 2-0 win against Valencia and Sporting, and a 0-0 against Monaco. I mean, of course, you top... Oh, no, you don't top the table. You come second. Monaco win it on 7 points.
This is at our training centre, our warm weather training centre in Portugal.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I read it wrong. You beat Sporting 2-0, you lost to Valencia 2-0, and drew 0-0 with Monaco. So you don't win the Mediterranean Cup.
I should imagine then it's quite an experimental team that lost.
There are no formations.
Oh,
I think you clearly couldn't be bothered.
Just a squad. Look, squad training.
I'll hold it up, but normally there's a formation that Bob writes down on each of the games, but there's literally just the results there.
Oh.
No team.
And no scorers.
Yeah, there is. In the first game, Marco Royce scored 2 goals on his debut. Apart from that, that's it.
Apart from that, that's it. So only 2 goals in the tournament.
3 games.
Wow.
I know. So not starting off the season in particularly good fashion. Anyway, into the Premier League then.
Okay.
So, first game of the season is at home against Spurs.
Yes.
And it's a 3-1 win. Dylan, Ozil and Neymar with the goals. Marco Royce makes his first appearance for the club on the right-hand side. Right. And then away at Stoke City, it's a 2-0 win there. Neymar and Ozil both on the score sheet again. And Falcao makes his debut coming off the bench for Karim Benzema there.
Right.
So looking good.
Just hold that up to the screen so people
There you go. Well, you talk us through some of this if you want to. So for those not watching, just describe on an average piece of paper. So what you're doing, Bob, during a game is on the table in the kitchen, you've written out the formation, right?
Yes.
So as you play and you're imagining yourself being these players, you are then going back to the kitchen.
Yes. If I score a goal, say, played just while all the celebrations are going on, I go out to the kitchen and I'm not sliding across the turf.
Not anymore. Not after the backbreaker.
I'm going out to the kitchen to write the detail of the goal and who scored it and everything and at what point in the match. So, for example, the 3-1 win against Spurs, Dylan scored in the 8th minute, Mesut Ozil in the 24th, and Neymar clinches the win in the 88th minute.
How do you decide what minute of the game you're in, though?
Well, just by playing and where I am.
But you don't have like a stopwatch?
I don't have a stopwatch, no. No, I don't.
And so on the piece of paper that's typed out here, you've got the team.
Yes.
How do you go about typing it out? Because basically what it is, looking at the sheet.
Yes.
You've got the score in slightly bigger font.
Yes.
And then underneath it in the smaller font.
So the team and the scoring, that's all in 12 points.
Yeah, go on.
And this is in 8.
Okay.
and then whatever comment I make underneath has that little asterisk thing, and then I do that in italics.
Right, but then because the formation itself, the names are in the formation. It's in a clearly a 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
So when you're doing that,
takes bloody ages.
So you type. So for me, for example, we've got 1M Myers-Go Harris, which is me.
Yes.
In the centre of the formation. So are you?
So I go
like tabbing it to the middle.
Yes.
You type it. Next line.
Go down to the next line, and then so Ben Barnard, and then it's do 5 Godin, and then tab, Freddie Haynes, and then tab plus do. So it all lines up. Because if you notice,
it's in line with the. It all lines up. So when you say that's space
That's
bar.
me, space bar, yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you've even got the rhythm of it in your head that you know how many spaces in between each.
Absolutely,
amazing.
Yeah. So then for the two in front of the back four, it goes, return, and then tab comes into
the next sort of.
Into there, and then tab goes into there, and then back again
next line,
like that,
Unbelievable.
So then if there's a sub,
because you've got it. So you write the sub in brackets. So
in brackets,
you've got to then, I suppose, shift everything over a little bit.
And the time they come on. So Webber played till the 59th minute, at which point he was replaced by Mesut Ozil in the 59th minute, and Benzema was replaced by Falcao. Oh, a double substitution.
In the 59th
minute,
absolutely unbelievable. So after that, it's an away game at Old Trafford against United.
Wow, okay.
This is big.
This is
the first time you faced David Moyes' Man United. And it's a 1-0 United win.
Oh my God.
From a corner.
Really?
It says here, completely dominate the game, hit Woodwork 3 times, but all shooting from long distance. Dylan brings the cutting edge. He was brought on for Royce in the 61st minute.
Right.
But cannot force a goal.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
So David Moyes has got the better of you. After that, Swansea City at home.
Yes.
2-1 win. Different formation, it says here. Disorganised in attack. Struggle to overcome average Swansea side. Goals from Benzema and Schneider there.
Well, there we
give
are.
you the
Look
victory.
at that.
You went 1-0 down, actually. That's interesting. It looks like the same formation to me. Maybe you switched up during the game. Then Southampton, 2-0 away win. Royce and Perquis with the goals there. Okay. Says, play unbelievable football in the first 25 minutes, then tail off. Perquis' goal only in the second half secures results. So actually, after 5 games, you are top of the league.
Okay.
On 12 points, as are Arsenal and as are Spurs. City, Chelsea and Liverpool all on 10, so it's very tight.
So I've won 4 and lost 1.
You have, yes. Now, with all that in mind, Bob, we know that on the show, Football Pointless has become a bit of a popular feature.
Yes.
So I'm going to introduce the first Football Pointless of the day, Bob. Right. What this is basically, for those of you outside the UK that don't know what Pointless is, a question gets asked to 100 people, and you have to guess the correct answer to that question with the least amount of people that guessed it themselves. So there are multiple correct answers. So, for example, in the first one, there are 9 different correct answers, but some of them obviously will be more obvious than the others. And the idea of the game is to get a pointless answer, which is a correct answer that nobody else thought of.
Yes.
And otherwise it works, the scoring is a bit like golf. The lower the number, the better.
Yeah.
So, Bob.
You were at the golf, weren't you?
I was at the golf, yeah.
God, Mars missed the worst of the weather.
Yeah.
But I mean, Royal Troon.
Yeah.
What was it, Saturday? The wind was
blowing I was there on Friday and the weather was perfectly fine.
Was it?
Yeah, it was great.
They were hitting the ball and it was sort of going up into the air.
I know, amazing. All right, Bob, here's a good one.
Okay.
So, Football Pointless. Play along at home, by the way. If you're watching on social media as well, then leave your answers in the comments and see how you do.
Right.
So the idea is to get the correct answer with the lowest amount of people that guessed it. The question, Bob.
Yes.
Name any Spanish player to make an appearance for Manchester United since 1992. And there are 7 possible correct answers
here. So obviously, Juan Mata.
Yeah. De Gea, obviously.
De Gea.
Ander Herrera.
Yes. Very good player.
Yeah, we could do with somebody like him.
Yeah, we could.
The
central defender who went out with Shakira.
Yes. Yeah. Have you ever watched the Kings League stuff that he's sort of founded now, Bob, by the way? It always live streams on TikTok. He and a load of other football people have founded this thing called the Kings League, which is like it's an indoor football tournament. Right. But there's loads of like really random rules to it as well.
Right.
Like I'm trying to think what happens in it.
Sometimes, I don't know anything about
Sometimes
this.
like another ball will enter the pitch, or like there's been like a masked player who's a professional player that nobody knows who it is, and he gets assigned to a team and they get him for a bit. It's actually quite entertaining.
Is it on TV?
Is it a TV
show?
I don't. It'll be on TV in Spain, definitely. It live streams on TikTok. That's how I can watch it.
Wow. I don't know anything about this at all.
I think possibly Ronaldinho's played in one of them one time. It's
really
quite interesting. It's like football / Rocket League. If you've ever seen that in a funny way, it's like
I don't know about Rocket League.
Rocket League's a video game. But like, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway,
Okay.
worth watching.
Right.
So PK.
Yes.
Right. Any more Spaniards that have played for United? Let's think here. Going back. Yeah, going back to '92 as well. There must have been some players earlier on that have played.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to plump for PK anyway.
PK is a pretty good answer. Yeah.
I think so.
There are how many more to get? 3. Oh, Reguilon.
Okay.
Reguilon was one, wasn't it?
Yes. I'm going to go with PK anyway.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah. Because, I mean, the thing is, when I've done Pointless,
it's best just get an answer that's right.
You never know all 5.
Yeah.
Because they're usually 5 options.
I know,
it's very, very rare that you know all 5.
I know, I just like bragging. And
or is it 6? I can't remember now. But anyway.
Being United fans, I feel like we should get them.
I know he was not Spanish, but Januzaj, because he was the big star, wasn't he? He was the Garnacho of the David Moyes
well, he got given
era.
the number 11 shirt.
Yes, he did. Yeah. And he was absolutely brilliant. He was the one shining light
of this exact season. We're on that right now.
In this exact season.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
He's been a fairly good player for his career because he's been in. He's normally in the Belgian squad and he's done all right in the Spanish league, but not like we thought.
No.
So, are you going to opt for PK then, Bob?
I'm going to opt for PK.
Yes. All right, we're locking in PK. Lock in your answers at home and let's find out. Okay. David De Gea, the most guessed, with 76.
Yes.
Juan Mata with 67. Ander Herrera with 49. Right. Sergio Reguilon with 28.
Yes.
Gerard Piqué with 24.
Well, that's not bad.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, and who are the others then?
Victor Valdez, of course, the ex-Barca keeper. He was there for a bit around this time as well.
Yes.
And also Ricardo, who was a sub-keeper in the early 2000s. That was a pointless answer.
Oh, I know it was.
But 24, that's not
too bad.
Not bad to start off the football pointless with, so we'll take that. Let us know your scores at home, by the way, if you played on social media. Leave them in the comments. 24 to beat from me and Bob. If you got Victor Valdez or Ricardo, well done.
Yes.
Because that is good knowledge.
Yes.
Right then, Bob, back into the league.
What does Richard Osman say?
Yeah.
Well done if you got that at home.
Yes. Exactly. Okay. Into the league again then, Bob.
Okay.
Sunderland at home, 3-1 win.
Yep.
Falcao from a corner, an own goal, and Benzema. Best performance of season so far. Sharp, incisive first half play.
Very good.
Here.
Yeah.
Sunderland score with a thunderbolt before Benzema scores decisive goal, and Falcao scores his first North London goal there, Bob. Followed up against Liverpool.
Yes.
Away, and it's a 2-2 draw. Freddie Haynes is back from injury. I didn't realise he was injured for this season so far, but he's back.
Good.
And he scores.
Yes, of course he does.
Of course.
He always does.
Benzema and Haynes with the goals.
By the way,
did
you see that Instagram clip that I sent you of that centre-back?
Yes, running all the way through everybody.
Just edging forward, looking at options. No, nobody's coming close. So he runs a bit further. Still nobody's really coming to him for the ball. And then a gap opens up. He runs through it, runs right the way to the edge of the penalty area and scores.
Yeah, there you go. And I thought that's Freddie
Haynes.
Well, there you go. It might have been that sort of goal. It says here, huge game. Liverpool have best of an intense first half. North London come from behind twice.
Right.
Hard-earned
because
draw.
Freddie Haynes is one of the sort of revelation people in that he's an attacking centre-back.
Yeah.
So his whole thing is, obviously it's important, his defensive work, but to a certain extent, one or other of the two holding midfield players can come back and cover for him.
Yeah.
Because his whole thing is to attack surprisingly. To take the opposition completely by surprise by suddenly appearing on the edge of the area and on the training field, like they used to do, like Eric Cantona used to get the lads to do at Carrington. Wouldn't have been Carrington.
Well, it would have been, what was it called before? The Cliff.
The Cliff, probably would have been. Anyway, but hour after hour after hour of practice, and Freddie Haynes, ball after ball, squared to him or or centred to him on the edge of the penalty area so that he could hit with a volley. He could run with the ball and strike it while he's running like Bobby Charlton used to do.
Yeah.
The practice was what was the key. And he became lethal from 25 yards.
Yeah, as it turns out, he was in an upcoming game as well. The next game was a 2-0 win against Fulham. Total with 2 there, Bob. And then a 2-1 win against Arsenal. Big result that. It says here, Haynes puts team 2-0 up with another long-range shot into bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah.
And then 0-0 with City.
Hours and hours of practice.
So you're top with 10 games played.
Okay.
I'm going to spool through some of these.
How top are we?
How top? You're on 23 points, but you've played a game more. Arsenal are on 22.
Okay.
So not very top.
Right. Not very top.
That's the answer to that.
Right.
Then away at West Brom, Bob, 6-2.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Neymar, Bennett, Haynes, Ozil, Rossi, and Falcao, all with goals. After disjointed first half. Team clicks spectacularly, scoring 5 goals and devastating second half performance. Neymar outstanding. Great link-up play between Falcao and Rossi, who both came off the bench in the 75th minute and both got a goal.
Wow.
How about that? Then 3-0 win against Everton. Falcao, Royce and Neymar with the goals there.
Yep.
And then quite a drab, a 0-0 against Hull away. Hit woodwork 3 times, missed 2 good chances, which means you've dropped down to second. You've played 13 games. Arsenal are top on 34, but they've played 14.
Okay.
So it's in your hands as things stand.
Yes.
West Ham next. A late Benzema winner in the 84th minute makes it a 1-0 win there. He comes off the bench to score another vital late, in brackets, scrambled goal. What would have happened there to make it a scrambled goal?
Well, I reckon. Okay, I can sort of picture this because I probably would have tried to get the ball in the net via the buffet in the, in the sitting room, and it probably would have I don't know, ricocheted out.
Okay,
and I'd barge through and sort of poke it home. That's what
Benzema did there.
That's probably what
important goal.
Yeah.
Really. Then away at Norwich City, a 4-1 away win. What does it say here? Benzema, Royce, Ozil, and Schneider for the goals.
Okay.
Goals coming from a lot of different sources.
It's good, isn't it?
And then home against Cardiff City, 5-0 there.
Wow.
Haynes, Schneider,
God, how many
Royce,
goals have I got in so far?
and Rossi. So threatened to demolish Cardiff in the first half with brilliant attacking football. So hang on, let's see if I can work it out.
I can tell you.
21. No,
it should be in the brackets at
37 you scored in 16 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't I not put them in brackets?
Yeah. So 37 you scored in 16. Conceded 10. So you've got plus 27 goal difference right now.
And how does that compare with everybody else?
Much more than most of them. Well, Man City have got plus 29, but they're down in 5th.
Right.
And you have a 4-point lead at the top of the table. Approaching the halfway point of the season, actually, because we've played 16 games.
Okay.
What we'll do for this episode is we'll get to the January transfer window, and then next episode we'll go into the Champions League and all that sort of stuff, I reckn.
Yeah.
Because the league is interesting as things stand. So the next game is away against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and it says here, the first defeat since beginning of September, ends 21-match unbeaten run.
Wow.
It's a 1-0 defeat with a 4th-minute corner kick.
So we conceded a goal in the 4th minute.
Yeah.
And then went the whole match without equalising.
Chelsea strangle midfield in terrible conditions. This would have been what sort of time of year with this?
Well, it probably would have been midwinter, and I would play a lot of it in here on the longer
on the stuffy carpet. Yeah. Anyway, he bounced back brilliantly with a 5-1 defeat of Newcastle. Ozil, Weber with 2, and Falcao with 2.
Right.
And then a 4-1 win against Aston Villa away. So Rossi, a double for Schneider, and Tokler with the goals for your team.
Right.
And it says for the Villa goal, 16th minute from long ball.
From long ball. Wow.
I've never seen that detail ever before.
Well, when Miles and I used to watch matches together when Miles was tiny, you know, and we used to hate watching, like if United went long ball for any reason whatsoever, which they rarely did, but Miles would always say, long ball lose.
Long ball lose, yeah, I remember saying that. There you go. Well, it worked for Villa this time.
Yeah.
And for Big Sam for all those years, speaking of
Big Sam. But I mean, that is actually a vulnerability about North London, because
the long ball.
We've never really played the long ball very well.
Oh,
because even with our training, because it's such an anathema to us, The whole idea of the long ball, we just reject it. It's Neanderthal.
Yeah.
We don't practice against it perhaps as much as we should.
Well,
I know.
there you go. That's it's doing you wrong, isn't it? I'm just trying to see if
doing us wrong. Yes.
If we've got any cup games going on here. You beat Southampton in the Carling Cup.
Okay.
Yeah, 3-1.
Because what I haven't done is I haven't copied off the massive great file of cup games.
I know. We should do that, actually.
That's separate.
For another time, we should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Southampton 3-1 and then Sunderland 3-1. So you're into the 5th round of the Carling Cup, basically.
Okay.
For that.
And then the FA Cup, that hasn't started yet.
Yeah. So going forward then into the Christmas break, Bob.
Yeah.
Norwich City at home, 3-0 win.
Okay.
Haynes, Falcao, and Benzema there.
Falcao's getting goals, isn't he?
He's doing all right, yeah. Spurs away, 2-2. 2 very late goals. Neymar in the 81st and Royce in the 89th from a corner. Oh, wow. Very poor performance rescued by triple substitution and brilliant individual skill from Neymar.
Yes.
Royce bundles in late equaliser from corner from the right.
I'm trying to think how I would bundle in a goal.
It says here as well, concern over form of Ozil, Benzema and Weber. Well. Not performing quite so well.
Concern over form.
And then the final game of the year is at home against Stoke City, and it's a 4-1 win. Haynes, Royce, Falcao, and Rossi scoring a lot of goals, aren't you, this season?
Yes. So what is the goals tally
so
at the moment?
You've played 22 games, 52 points, 55 goals in 22 games, and 16 conceded.
That's 2.5 a game. That's reasonable,
pretty good,
isn't it? It's
and you're 4 points clear of Arsenal. But they've got a game in hand.
Okay. So there's a little gap at the top of the table then.
We've
forged ahead slightly.
A little bit. So you've played 22 and you've got 52 points. Arsenal played 21, 48. City 21, 47. Chelsea 21, 46. So it is pretty close, all things told, going into the turn of the year.
Yes.
Which is where we will leave things in terms of the North London results, Bob. So next time we'll go through the entire Champions League campaign, and we'll also find out the results of the various cup competitions that you're in and all that sort of thing.
I might copy those off in the meantime.
Okay.
From my PC.
Yeah.
Because all of this stuff is on my PC in the studio.
Yeah.
So
that would be fun.
I can't believe this.
So interesting, Bob. Top of the league.
Yeah.
Things are looking pretty good, but there's people on your tail.
On my tail.
Yeah. Do you reckon you're going to make any? It normally says in the transfers, doesn't it? If you make any January signings.
I usually make a couple of January signings, but we'll see.
We'll see. I guess. Yeah.
So are we going to have one more round of pointless?
Yeah. Shall we before we leave?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if we can find a decent one. All right.
This is the ball I played the house with, by the way, if you were wondering what it was doing here.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm now doing, it's a very slow game of walking football these
I can
days.
Imagine. Okay, Bob.
Yes.
The final football points of the day then.
Okay.
Name any goalkeeper to play a Premier League match for Chelsea since 2012 to 13. Which is about the time that we're in the North London.
2012 to 13. What, in that season?
No, since then.
Oh, since then.
So obviously Petr Cech will be one. Right?
Yes. Oh God.
I mean Mendy recently.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of.
It's like when Colin, my colleague on tour, talks to me about various Liverpool players. And it's Liverpool, and they're so prominent, obviously. But unless you really follow a team, like with us with United. You don't really know, do you? Who comes off the bench and you don't pay that much attention.
Yeah, I mean, Petr Cech would have held that number 1 spot down for a long time, wouldn't he? I'm thinking recently, Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Yeah.
Mendy
You've
recently.
lost me now with this one,
who's the guy that signed for them? It's not David Raya. Sanchez.
You're on your own here, Miles.
Okay, and there's the Eastern European keeper that they've had. Is it Petkovic that's been playing for them over this past season or so?
I actually don't know.
Okay, you can't think of anybody that's...
No, I can't.
No?
It's terrible, isn't it?
I think, weirdly, I think they had Ricardo, that pointless answer from the United Spanish players in goal.
Did they?
At some point. I'm pretty sure they did. Well, let's choose one of these, shall we? I'm struggling to think now. Yeah, let's just go Kepa. I think we're going to be missing loads of really obvious ones here.
Yeah, I'm sure we are.
Petrovic,
not to me.
Petrovic, that's who I was thinking of. Petrovic, it was 70. So it was a good thing we didn't go big.
Oh, good. Okay.
Sanchez was 68.
Right.
Kepa 63.
Oh my God.
So it's more than Czech. That's amazing.
Oh, that is amazing.
Mendy,
more than Czech.
Yeah, Mendy 61.
Yeah.
Czech 59. Courtois, that's so obvious.
Oh, yes.
41. Willy Caballero, of course.
Right.
16.
Right.
Asmir Begovic, 9. Mark Schwarzer, I completely forgot that Schwarzer was 3. And the pointless answer, Bob, Ross Turnbull. Oh, and also Swindon.
Swindon, yes. Yes. Actually, we've discovered the answer to the question, what is the meaning of life?
It's Swindon.
Swindon.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there we are. So we ended up on a grand score of, what's that, 87.
Do you think that would have been enough to get us through to the next round? Might have been, actually.
Yeah, possibly just about.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let us know what you got in Football Pointless at home, everybody. Otherwise, I think we're going to love you and leave you. Bob, any last remarks for the audience?
Well, I'm hoping that we're going to stride forward and win the league by at least 10 points.
Okay.
Very unlikely, but also I'm very optimistic about our European campaign this year.
Yes, I know. We'll find out all about that next time, so don't miss it.
Yes.
Otherwise, I guess we'll bid you farewell. Thanks again for listening and for watching. Follow us on socials, at A Game of No Halves. Watch us on YouTube as well. You can see our lovely faces in video form over there. But we'll see you for the next edition this time next week. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye.